Good, you?
Good. Thanks so much. Here with Butch, we're talking about Justice League Warworld. First of all, I watched the trailer. It's absolutely amazing, phenomenal trailer. I can't wait to see this film. For those that don't know what Warworld is, what is it?
Well, Warworld is a planet that's basically existing to live off the fears of gladiators and people fighting all the time, and it's what feeds Mongol and the actual planet itself. So it's basically, he's created a whole environment where there's consistent war constantly to grab the fears, anger, because that's what keeps the planet going and his society.
You kind of touched on something that I wanted to ask about it, because when I'm watching this, you're seeing Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman in these different eras, and it's kind of, for me, when I see it, when you talk about that fear, I'm wondering for myself, how are they going to be able to survive that? You know, like that's how I feel when I see that.
Right. Well, I mean, their minds have been blanked from the start, so they're living off a human fear, but their inner core comes through in the end without them realizing it. So that's what helps them.
That's awesome. I can't wait to see this. This comes out on July 25th. Make sure you get it on DVD and Blu-ray. Justice League Warworld. Thank you, Butch.
All right. Thank you.
Jim. Yes, Jim Krieg, a producer on this movie. Justice League Warworld.
Yes. Thank you for the introduction, so I didn't have to do it. Well, first of all, I did watch the trailer of this movie. As I told everyone else so far, it absolutely looks phenomenal. The animation looks... The detail of that is just absolutely on point. And
I agree with you. And since I don't do any of that, I can agree with you without being an egotist.
You could actually be...
If you like the story, then I am being an egotist.
The story is actually really good. I did point out that Clark's story is my favorite out of it, and also the design of Clark. I sort of resonated that with the Fleischer cartoon.
Yeah.
Because that's what he looks like in his story.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I was going, this will probably be the most fun to watch.
They're all. I agree, but they're all fun, and
I don't doubt that. But
and weirdly they're all, because they all come from the same design, with that thick line, and so what I love about it is it looks like a comic book, or it looks like comic books did when I was growing up. Yeah. So I find it very appealing.
Oh, I do too. It seems like, especially when I was looking at it, a lot of the designs with other iterations of the Justice League movies that I've watched, they kind of steered away from that to now this one looks a bit more back in its prime a little bit, which I completely love.
Yeah, I don't think that, I agree with you, and I don't think it's an accident. I mean, it looks like sometimes it's fun to do a variation or a spin-off of what you were used to from the comic books, and this is more like, this is when this should be what you think of when you think of these characters. I think that's the hope.
And lastly, the fact that this is rated R, that just probably gave that entire show so much to do with this film, since it feels like there's now no restriction with it.
Well, all the nudity is tasteful. No, there's no nudity. It's a little violent. But there's shooting, and there's a cowboy section and a gladiator, a sword and sandal thing, and so there's swords and blood, and that's just
typical what we see in Justice League anyway. That's it. Yeah. Looking forward to it. July 25th is when it comes out on DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K.
Thank you
so much.